You train your horse, you train your body. You may even train your mind if you're a top athlete. But do you train your breath? The two most powerful assets that you could ever possess are your mind and your breath, neither one of which is taught in schools or elsewhere. So it's not your fault that you have been underprepared to be a human on planet Earth, let alone a successful equestrian. But without having access to those tools, look at how far you've come. That should give you a glimpse at the incredible potential that is untapped and waiting for you in and out of the saddle. So just because you don't know how to breathe is no longer going to be an excuse, because by the end of this short video, you will know how. And the beauty about your breath is it goes everywhere you go, so you can train it as often as it comes to mind. Not only will you benefit, but your horse will too. When you breathe clearly and consciously and deeply, you bring clarity and focus to you, which allows your horse better signals for your communication. They're less frustrated. They know what you want. You become a better leader because you are now anchored in your body, in your resilience, in your poise. Emotions no longer affect you. You are precise and accurate, and your horse is now grateful for you and can actually step up into their full potential now. So if you continue not using your breath after this video, you are purposefully inhibiting yourself and your horse. But let's change that. Unfortunately, your default breath, if you're like most equestrians, has become normalized into shallow breathing. It may even be backwards. I remember one time when I was a little girl, I grew up on the beaches on Kauai, and one of my friends came to me. I was in the ocean, and it was one of my parents' friends, so an adult. I was probably like, I don't know, 6, 5, something like that. Anyways, she just made a passing comment of, hey, you're breathing backwards. And I thought, what does that mean? And she said, well, your belly's supposed to go out when you inhale. And so I tuned into what I was doing, and sure enough, it was going in when I inhaled, which when I started thinking about it, made no sense, because when your belly goes in, you actually remove space. So when you inhale, you should be taking in oxygen, which is creating more space. So anyways, thankfully from an early age, I at least learned how to not breathe backwards. But throughout my entire equestrian career, I breathed shallowly. I'm sure you've had a trainer say, hey, breathe. Stop holding your breath. Well, how are you supposed to know how to breathe if you don't train your breath? That would be like pulling out a pasture ornament and go taking it around the cross-country course. It's not going to work. So, those times are over. You know now. Breathe when your belly goes out. Breathe from the belly. Okay, so there are 3 steps to a full natural breath. Once you get into the correct, proper breathing of belly out when you inhale, there are 3 chambers in your body that you want to fill, and in an order. Always begin with the belly. When you inhale, begin with the belly. Second is your rib cage expands. And third, your chest opens and your shoulders may even come back. There's another one. I know many equestrians struggle with shoulders, tight shoulders. Learn to breathe and you will not have that problem anymore. No more needing to strap your shoulders back. I guarantee you that. So, place your hands on your belly. Start there, right? Simple steps create confidence. You know this. You train horses. Hands on your belly. Close your eyes if it's comfortable to you. And just feel the rise and fall of your belly when you inhale. And feel your belly come in. Now we're going to stick with the belly for a moment because this is the most important step, okay? You miss this and 2 and 3 don't matter. Once you expand your belly with the inhale and contract your belly with the exhale, it's very important that you complete your exhale by pressing the remaining breath out. You bring your navel center up and in for this. Not only does that set you up for a big full inhale, but it also expels all of the stored carbon dioxide. This is poison to your body. And the problem is with shallow breathing, you keep the carbon dioxide in your body. So any oxygen that comes in is now mixed in with toxic carbon dioxide, and you're not firing up your mitochondria as vibrantly as you otherwise could. When you breathe in oxygen, 35 trillion cells in your body light up. Their mitochondria is their little battery packs, their battery centers, their power source, and oxygen ignites that power source. So full complete inhale, full complete exhale. So when you get that down, now you can move to step 2. Begin with the belly and then expand the rib cage. Just stay there for a moment. When you exhale, it's in reverse. Release the rib cage, deflate the belly, complete the breath. Inhale belly, rib cage. Exhale rib cage, belly, navel to complete. Last step, chest. So once again, begin from the belly. Inhale belly. Expand your ribs. Open your chest. Exhale in reverse. Release your chest. Release your rib cage. Belly in. Complete with the navel. And again, inhale. Belly, rib cage, chest. Exhale. Chest, rib cage, belly. When you're practicing this, when you're training this, isolate each one. Don't let them blur together. Make every step separate. And if you have, that's another good exercise. You could do just one at a time. Just practice breathing from the chest. When you get used to simple, natural breathing, your body's natural, normal breath, it becomes difficult and hard. It doesn't feel good to breathe just from the chest. A whole new world opens up for you with just returning to natural breathing. So practice this in the saddle, in the car, in the barn, cleaning stalls. It does not matter. Practice and know where your body's at. Right now, your body is I'm drawing a word blank, but it's used to this default shallow breath. So you might not be used to the full sensation of energized cells and oxygen. That's okay. If you feel lightheaded or dizzy at any time, just return to your default breath and then resume training your breath when you can, just like your horse. Give them breaks. You're reconditioning muscles here. So have grace with yourself and enjoy the ride.